Live from Brooklyn, New York for Busy Sessions Episode 5, the first busy session of Bad and Busy Month. This is Stay Busy with Armon Sadler. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another busy session under Stay Busy with Armon Sadler. As you know, Busy Sessions is our performance and artist interview series where we bring in some incredible people to tell their stories and show their talents. I am your host, head honcho, Armon Sadler, vegan chorizo poppy, founder of Bald Nigga Ballers, him, all capitals, H-I-M, him. This week, I am blessed to have a guest who is very big on letting you know that ladies always win. Whether you're a member of hashtag Bestie Gang or just a casual TikToker, you've probably seen this viral sensation somewhere on your social media. Much like her banger Controller, you cannot control this talented lady from New Jersey. Here to discuss women's empowerment, her music, herself, and the blessing of not having to pump your own gas. Law is in the building. Welcome, Law. How you feeling?
You know what's funny? Wow. I grew up in New York, so I very, very much appreciate not having to pump my own gas.
It's clutch.
Yeah.
It's very
New Jersey
clutch.
is definitely on the win for that.
Mm-hmm. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to have you here. Good to have you here.
Thank
We
you.
connected when you came to a busy Bronx. Got to meet you for the first time. Shout out to John who connected us and
Love that guy.
finally got you in the studio. So it's really good to be here. So let's talk. Women's History Month. You are very, very big on the empowerment of women. You know,
Very
ladies always win. It's the acronym that is associated with your name. Where does that stem from? The intent on empowering women, was that something that was kind of taught to you? Was it something that you found on your own?
I would say it's something that I found on my own. I kind of always had it inside of me. I grew up very headstrong, very stubborn. And so a lot of times when I started getting older and more so into the work field and the world of men, I kind of was just but why?
Yeah.
What about women?
Mhm.
And yeah, so I kind of just came from that, and then it became very important to me as I started creating content and just women especially just started reaching out to me, and that kind of became my demographic and my audience. So then I was okay, this is I'm a voice for these women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, women reaching out to you. You've got a series called Vent where
Yes.
you turn DMs that
Yes.
you get
into
songs.
Yes.
Talk about what inspired you to do that for the first time and what the response has been.
Yeah. So I mean, it kind of started from, I would say, Controller. So I did Over It, and Over It was going viral, and I was getting all these messages to do these loyalty tests. And I noticed a common theme of women feeling really controlled by their boyfriends, and I had a very similar story, but I felt nobody cares about this. I'm not gonna write about this. But then when I started realizing, wow, a lot of other women feel like this. Let me put this out there. I got a really good response, and everyone was oh my gosh, I was getting DMs about how they were this song really helped me get out of a really toxic relationship, and I was wow, so I think when I did Controller and then I dropped Lie, same kind of thing. I was taking a common thread that I was seeing and I also experienced, and I was let me just see. So that went well, and so I was you know what, I have all of these messages, and it's kind of I like doing the loyalty test, it's cool.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find a way to turn these kind of traumatic experiences that men were putting women through and turn it into a win, because ladies always win. So I was you know what, art is timeless, art is beautiful. This is something that women can kind of have forever. And a lot of times, even with the loyalty test, the girls will look through the comments and they'll be wow, all these people feel the same way. So I kind of felt turning them into songs was almost a similar type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. You get to show your talents, do something fun.
Yeah,
It's cool.
creative. I'm always looking to do something new. I get bored very, very fast.
That's awesome. So let's talk about the origins of your artistry. When did you first discover music? Was it something that was big in your household? Do you have like
Mhm.
family members who are musicians, or was it something that you kind of found on your own?
I mean, my parents are definitely very musical people in the
Mhm.
sense of like they like to listen to music.
Right.
Like I only have one other musician in my family.
Mhm.
So it's not like I come from this like bloodline of like singers and guitar players.
Yeah.
But they very much love music. So I definitely grew up listening to like the Michael Jacksons and the Princes
Mhm.
and just very classic people. So that
Mhm.
kind of just developed like a love to listen to music.
Right.
But I always had like my own desire to make music. Like I didn't want to just like consume it. And so when I was like 4 or 5, my grandpa had like a piano in the house that like nobody played. It was just there, and I would always just stare at it and stare at it and stare at it.
Mhm.
And my one musician, family member, my cousin, would like teach me like songs on there, and that's kind of how I got into it. And then I was older. I was like 8 or 9. I got a guitar. And so then I just kind of was taking, the love that my parents kind of put in me for music, and I turned it into just like making my own.
And when did you write your like very first song?
That's so funny. Someone asked me this on live the other day. I think I wrote my first song when I was like, I want to say like 12. Yeah, I have like a songbook
Oh yeah.
of, I think it's even like dated. But yeah, I think it was about like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in those like tween stages.
Were you like one of those talent show kids, or like singing in church, like?
Singing it. Yeah, my mom's a minister. So
Oh wow.
yeah, singing in church was not optional. Thanks, Mom. Love
Yeah.
that. I feel like God favors me now.
Amen.
But so I grew up singing in church. I did like I did like 2 school like battle of the bands. Shout out to that. But I never was like a real like I didn't do like pageants or anything like performance based, just aside from church, which I feel like I'm kind of grateful for that, because like when you sing in church, they make it very clear that this is not about you.
Right,
like
yeah.
like you could be super talented, but this is for a greater cause,
Absolutely.
And so I think because that was always instilled in me, like when I did start to perform, I never perform from like a show-offy kind of place. I
Yeah.
always have this mindset of like there is something bigger to this, right? Like
Absolutely.
there's someone who wants to hear the song, who maybe is having a bad day. So I'm definitely very grateful that I grew up performing in church rather than doing like more like talent shows type of things.
Yeah, it helps the selflessness of the endeavor.
Very much so, yeah.
But you obviously are very talented still.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
What was that moment for you along your journey where you felt like, okay, like this is something that I can really take far?
I feel like I have that moment like a lot. Like it almost like reoccurs. I think the very, 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 very first time that I was like, yo, I could actually be a singer. I remember my bestest friend in the whole wide world, Lexi, who's basically like my sister now.
Shout out to Lexi.
Shout out to Lexi. Love you. We had like a mutual friend who had a piano, and I was singing like some Adele song. And I
What song?
remember,
You know the one?
I think it was like Rolling in the Deep.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, right. I was just like singing my little heart out.
Yeah.
And I remember her looking over at me, and she looked disgusted. Like she was just like, and I was like, what? And she was like, you're like really good. And I was just like, oh, she's like, no, like you can like be a famous singer. And I mean, that's the first time I ever heard that. And I was like, and like before then, I low-key thought it in my head, but like I was like, I never wanted to sing in front of anybody. And so I was like, like maybe, and that's like when like the dream, I guess, was like, you know what, like I can, do this. And then the second time I really had that realization, because again, like it kind of just keeps happening. I graduated high school, and I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna do music. So the company that I'm with now, Sloppy Vinyl, once upon a time, they were called Water Music. And I had reached out to them on Instagram, simply just thinking, this is how I get my music on iTunes. I did not know what they did. I was just like, I'm gonna have my music on Spotify if I hit them up. So I hit them up. I had an interview. And I remember my mentor, now manager, I remember he told me that like I could be as big as Katy Perry. And like at that time I loved Katy Perry. Loved her. Yeah. And that was like another moment of like, like here's this person who like does music, has been doing music, telling me something that I've always thought in my head, like maybe, I don't know, I could like really do this, and take this. And so I think from that second moment, I kind of just have been like, I'm just going to try, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah. And so Over It comes out, that goes crazy. Controller
Over It.
Controller went crazy.
Love that song.
We got Lies, we got
Yeah.
Bills. There's definitely there is a theme here.
Hmm.
And with those 4 singles, which all came out in 2021, are you looking to maybe put a project out this year? Can the streets expect that from you?
Yes, the streets can very much so expect a project from me. So I'm actually dropping a project on March 8th, which is International Women's Day.
Perfect timing.
Perfect, because ladies always win. What did you think? What other month would I drop in? You know, so that's gonna be my like kind of debut EP, and it's called Vent, which it's literally that same theme of just releasing all these emotions that, you know, women, you know, send to me, and some of these kind of DM songs are on there. So it's kind of just like, it's like my project, but I feel like it's like our project in the sense of like me and my fans, or like anybody that like listens to my music, because it's not like just my story. You know, it's literally a collection of story of just like women from all over the world, which I think is like really cool.
Yeah, 100%. One line that really stuck with me from Over It: you call her wifey, she just not as feisty. I love that line.
Thank you.
I love
yeah, that's the line. People at the shows are always like into that one, and I'm like, really? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's amazing. So with the project coming, with Women's History Month, and you know the themes that are within your music, with you being so talented, playing guitar, playing piano.
Thank you.
Where do you want to take your artistry next? What are some other maybe genres, or maybe instruments, or maybe just themes that you'd be interested in exploring at some point?
I don't know. I kind of just go with the flow. I go with whatever, you know. There's nothing on like my list of like I really want to try this. I want to keep challenging myself to be more involved, like in like the making of my music. Like, I'm pretty involved now. Like I write the songs, I do a lot of like arranging, and I sit there and I like mix with the engineer. But just like doing more to, like, I want to get to the point where I can like write, produce, and like mix my own song. Like I can go in the studio and then someone can come in and hear like a done song, and like I was the only person in the room. I feel like that would just be, you know, like helpful, and like not even for the sake of the music coming out,
Right.
just because like sometimes music is so therapeutic to me that I'll be feeling away, and it's like I need to get this out, and it's like I gotta call this person gotta come in. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to just like whip out my laptop one day and just like vent, or like, you know, just like really get it out, like just for like therapeutic purposes, and maybe the songs will drop, but definitely just to, you know, that's like a challenge I want to get to.
You spoke earlier about how you grew up in New York and then moved to Jersey. Where in New York did you grow up, and then what inspired the move to New Jersey?
So I grew up in Kingston, New York.
Okay.
Shout out to Hudson Valley. And I moved. So the company I mentioned, Water Music, that's where they were based. It was in New Jersey.
Right.
So for a while, I was driving back and forward. Tuesday, Thursdays, I would drive, and then it turned into driving and staying Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I would stay in Airbnbs, and then I would sleep in the car, and then I slept in the studio. Like I like when I first moved to Jersey, I like lived out of my car for like a week, because I was just like, man, I just gotta move here. My parents were like petrified, but I was like, hey, I'm all right. My dad was like, where are you? I was like, you don't want to know. Like I was like, no, we're bad. I'm just like in the backseat of my car with a blanket. Like it's fine, you know. But yeah, that's kind of how I got to Jersey. But you know, I now have a nice apartment. I don't sleep in the car anymore. You know, you got to do things temporarily to, you know, get where you want to go. So, but yeah, that's how I got here.
And I feel like so many artists have those stories. Like I slept in the studio, I slept in the car, they just had crazy situation. I had to shower at the gym, like different things like that. What do you feel like that grind, that those moments of, you know, not being where you wanted to be yet, but knowing that you're working towards that? What do you feel like that taught you?
I recently feel like like those moments are actually the dream, right? Like you think the dream is a record deal, you think the dream is a number, but like that is like this. It's done. You get it and then it's gone. Like I remember I really wanted 1 million followers on TikTok, and I watched it go from like 99999 to 1 million, and then boom, it's done. That goal is over. Now what? Right? But those moments where you're like showering at the gym and you're not sleeping, that's like the everyday living it out. Like that's the part that is going to take up a majority of your life. Like the success is only like a fraction of like your actual whole life. So I realized all those moments, I'm like, wow. Like sometimes like I'll be at the studio at like 2 a.m, and I'll be like, yo, I'm living the dream. Like this is actually what I wanted, right? I thought I wanted to be like this mega superstar. That's actually just like a after result of this hard work and this grind. So I literally learned that I was like, wow, this is really what I asked for. So it has like I have like a new perspective of it. Of I never get like tired or like no, like or like even like. I mean, like, I feel like it's like grinding. I'm working hard, but instead of saying I'm working hard, I'm like, I'm living the dream. Like, I'm living the dream. Like, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, we talk a lot on the podcast about how the journey is the best part because the destination you get there and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm here. And it might not even be as dope as you hyped it up to be in your mind.
What it really was the journey to get there.
Yeah, especially because our generation is so focused on, all right, what's next? I got to this destination, let me go to another destination. Let me restart the GPS.
Instant gratification all the time.
Exactly. So, yeah, I completely feel you on that. And I agree. I think I've come to find for myself too. Like I love the everyday just, all right, well, what am I going to do to get to where I want to be? And those moments are cool, you know, the likes, the retweets, all that, the shares, the story shares, but it's the work that you put in and the gratification you get out of knowing that you worked hard to get somewhere that is the best. So totally feel you on that. Very much so resonated with that. But yeah, you mentioned the 1.6 million TikTok followers, which is just crazy. Like, and I remember like I maybe got familiar with TikTok in like 2020. I know it was around for a little while longer. That's kind of when
I started getting back on it.
Yeah, I think it was around for a little earlier than 2020. But I think the pandemic was really when everyone was just in their houses making content, TikTok, stuff like that. What was your very first TikTok?
So I mean, technically speaking, my very first TikTok, my team and I, we had made a TikTok when I was doing a song, and we started just kind of posting memes on it. So the very, very, very first one is like a meme to my song. It's like these cheerleaders like falling down out of a stunt, to the song that I had at the time. But then I think after that, like when I started like it was like me and my face. I don't remember. This is so crazy. This is giving me like pandemic like vibes right now. I'm like hearing all the sounds. Yeah, I don't remember. It might have been like the Tootsie Slide or something like that because it was like around that time.
Yeah, like April 2020.
It might have been like that or something. I don't know. Probably. I love Drake.
That's funny. I've never made a TikTok myself. I've thought
you
like,
should.
Sometimes I'll be sitting in the crib like, I could probably be really funny on TikTok, but I don't know.
You should.
I don't know. I haven't taken that leap yet.
What's like your whole like tagline, right?
What? Stay busy?
No, like you have like a very long name, right? It's like you're him.
Vegan Chorizo Poppy, founder of Bald Nigga Ballers, him, all caps.
That would go crazy on TikTok.
Huh.
What?
I think you just inspired me.
Please, I'll be the first person to like all your TikToks.
Let's talk about the fit. You are out here dripped out, all black everything.
Stop
the hat, you know, it's a nice touch.
Cow's my favorite animal. Fun fact.
Cows are your favorite?
Yeah, they're so cute.
The milk is lit.
I don't drink the milk, but you know.
Okay, well, are you an oat milk or an almond milk person?
Yeah. Oat milk is the vibe. I'm like plant based, so.
Okay.
But you know, cows. Like whenever like I drive past the farm, I'm like, oh my god! And everyone's like, what? I'm like, it's a cow, and they're just like, are you okay? And I'm like, yo, I know y'all eat them and stuff, and that's cool, but I'm just like, they're actually mad chill.
They are.
Like if you're ever on a farm one day, just like chill with them. They have like very similar personality to dogs, which people find hard to believe. But they're very social creatures.
Have you milked a cow before?
No.
It's a very interesting experience.
No.
There's like a whole. You gotta like do this with your fingers. You can't just go and squeeze it. You gotta like gently get in there and then.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's very interesting. I took a farm trip in 6th grade. They took us to a farm for like 4 days. And,
what kind of school did you go to?
A private school in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Yeah, I feel robbed. I was like, I didn't get to milk a cow in 6th grade.
I feel like you would love it. We did horseback riding. We chopped down trees. We did a bunch of different things. It was really cool.
Wow.
You would love it. You seem very like...
Outdoorsy?
You seem outdoorsy. Yeah, like did you like, what do you do outside of music? What do you like besides music and TikToking?
Right. So that I get that question so much, right? Like, what do you do in your free time? And I feel like I've come to this realization that like when you're an artist or when you do something creative, that your art is like your lifestyle. And there's no, I've just given up. I've given up. There is no, this is my time, this is work. It's all one. Like everything I do somehow, some way fits into my art and my career. Like, because I'd be like, oh, well, I work out. But I'm like, yeah, but I also work out because like, you know, having a strong body and getting through routines is important. Like, so everything I do ends up, you know, falling into my artistry. So, I mean, in general, in my life, I just like to, I work out. I like being outside, you know, like hiking again, like anything like physical, but anything like creative I like to do. So like painting, I like to read. I don't know. I feel like I do like kind of boring stuff. Like
It's
when
not
it's like
boring.
my own time, if somebody's
Yeah.
like, yo, you have an hour and you can't do anything music related, I'd probably end up reading just because again, I'm like, well, I can learn something and then maybe put it in a song. Like my brain is just always computing things to how can I turn this into music? Hence me turning GMs into songs. I'm like, what else can I do with these, you know?
Do you ever feel like you, how do I put this? Like, you maybe don't have as much control because everything in your life kind of seeps into your art and your music, or do you like enjoy that it's that way?
Yeah. I think for a while it kind of felt like I didn't have control in a sense because I was constantly battling between like I need to be working and like, you know, why are you doing this when you should be doing something for a career? This is a waste of time. But then when I just decided to be like, well, no, everything is together, like it allowed me, I feel like it gave me control to where it's like now I can like sit down and like read a book or I can like watch a show
Yeah.
and not feel guilty and feel like I'm not working because it's like, well, yeah, if you know, if you watch this, it's going to somehow, some way in your subconscious, like you might turn this into a song, or maybe it's like you have to have some type of rest time to be able to like go the way that you want. So I feel like if anything, like seeing it that way, it just gave me more control to do other things. Because for a while, like I would feel like very bad doing anything if it wasn't like music related because I
Right.
just kept having this voice like, yo, you have to do more, like what are you doing, like even to the point where like I wouldn't eat because I was like, yo,
My
I don't
God.
have time for this, like I gotta write this song, I gotta do
Yeah.
this, and then it's like, yeah, but like if you don't eat then you can never write a song again, you know. So then it's just like, like let's dial it back, really figure out how you're gonna look at this. So if anything, yeah, I feel like I have like more control over the things I do now.
Do you ever have those moments where you're trying to write a song and it's just not coming to you at that time?
Yeah.
Are you okay like just putting down the pen, being like, I'll come back to this later. It's not my time to write right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like it's weird because like again, right? Like because I've just accepted that my career is always happening.
Right.
I'm writing songs all the time. Like if someone had like my voice notes, it'll be like Whole Foods and it'll be like a 45-second clip of this like idea that I got. So most of the time, like because I'm always doing it, when it does come down to like sit down and write a song, odds are I have like 15 ideas already. So I never really come to that issue of I can't think of anything because it's just always going. But there's definitely times where like I have something written and it's just not like that happens to me more so with like recording. Like sometimes I'll record a song and it's not the vibe. It's not the day. Like the attitude's not coming out right or the sadness isn't coming out right. And in those moments I'm like, yeah, like instead of like, because I'm always about like efficiently using my time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to like use energy doing this take when I'm probably gonna have to do it again anyway. So yeah, I'm cool like stepping back.
So you mentioned before that you're plant-based. You've been talking about
Yeah.
shows a lot and books. So I want you to recommend the people one plant-based restaurant that you really like,
Oh my God.
one show that you're watching that you really like,
Okay.
and one book that you've read that you really like.
Okay. Book Atomic Habits, life changing.
Okay.
That's like the craziest book I've ever read. A plant-based restaurant. I really like this place called Kava. It's not all plant-based. They have like other, you know, so you and your non-plant-based friend can go.
Is it in Jersey or New York?
There's in Jersey and in New York.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they follow me on Instagram. Just saying.
Oh, you're popping.
Yeah, you know, whatever. That was like one of the happiest days of my life. I was like, what? Kava? They be DMing me. I'm like, who is this?
Restaurants are so like interactive.
Yeah.
They'll like comment on your tweets like, thank you. Like,
yeah,
we
whoever
love you.
like is on the team, I'm like, yo, this person's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And a show. See, the thing is, like, I don't really watch a lot of shows.
Okay. Are you a movie person?
Like I don't know. Like it has to be like. Honestly, I've been watching Total Drama Island. Like I've
Okay.
been rewatching.
Never heard
it.
of that.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a cartoon reality show.
Oh.
So think about like Big Brother.
Okay.
But like cartoon, like eliminations, everything. It's just they're cartoons. Like I don't know, yeah. So I don't really. I it's rare that I'm watching a show, but like I'll have like when I do watch a show, I'm obsessed with it. And then like okay, Good Girls, I love that show.
Okay.
So I'd recommend that. Take back Total Drama Island, plug in Good Girls.
You can
Yeah.
plug both. It's fine.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But then it's like I would only watch TV if that show was on. Like I never like I don't really have cable, so I don't like sit down and I'm like what's new on TV. You know, so yeah.
Who is one woman in your life
Mm.
that inspires you?
Dang. One woman in my life that inspires. I'd have to say my mom. Mom, here's your moment. Take it.
Shout out to you, Mom.
I know, right? So brick, because I know you're gonna be like, she would never say me. But yeah, definitely my mom, because I think as I got older, like I just realized everything that she's accomplished in her life, and a lot of the things that she's done, like for me to even be like sitting here, you know, like I feel like I took it for granted when I was like younger, but now I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have even been able to like do this like music thing if she didn't do this. So definitely my mom.
Do you have siblings?
I have one brother, yeah.
One brother, older or younger?
He's older than me.
Older,
like
okay.
7-8 years, yeah.
What's that relationship like?
Very interesting. I don't. It's like weird because we have such like a large age gap.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like I would always feel like he's getting favoritism because he's a boy, and he'd be like, well, you're the baby, you know what I mean? So, but nah, we're cool. It's like he's like one of my favorite humans. Like I've never met anyone like him. He's like so unique in the best way possible. But yeah, so I would say we have like a pretty like good close relationship.
Word. What is the theme of your 2022?
Win. Ladies always win. I want to win in every aspect of my life. So whatever I do, I'm just like, and like, it's kind of bad, because people are like, oh, like I'm personally, and I feel like I fear this when I have children. I'm not a fan of that everybody gets a trophy thing. No.
Oh, yeah,
if you lost, you don't get a trophy.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, it should motivate you to then go get a trophy.
Participation trophies are kind of lame.
Whack.
They're kind of lame.
Terrible.
It's necessary when you're like 5 and you're not the MVP. It's like, okay, cool, I got a trophy.
Yeah.
But as you get older, it's like participation is, you should be participating.
It's literally like a necessity to survive. Yeah. Like you have to participate in life and have a job and have all these things if you're gonna stay alive. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to win in my career and everything that I'm doing. Just want to be the best that I can be.
We were talking earlier off camera about Rodney Jerkins. Yeah, we're going back and forth singing Brandy tracks. Who are some artists and producers that would be like your dream to get in the studio with and like have a song with?
Okay, definitely him. Definitely Rodney. I really like Charlie Puth.
Charlie Puth is lit.
I think he's like super talented. I'm always following him on TikTok, so I'd love to do a song with him. I really like it's like my dream for my first like studio album to have like all female features.
Ooh.
Because like ladies always win, right?
Yeah,
I feel like that would just be sick. So I would definitely, I love, right? I don't know if this is ever gonna happen, and this can't be on this album because it involves Drake. But 7th grade me would die if I could get Nicki Minaj and Drake on like the same song. Like I just feel like I might stop making music after that. I'd be like, guys, I feel like I won. Here you go.
Guaranteed double platinum.
Literally, But yeah, I definitely would like. I'd love to work with Nicki Minaj. I'd love to work with Beyonce. I feel like that would just be like. If Rihanna ever made music again, Riri, hit me up. I know you're doing your thing and like you got a little baby now, but if you ever want to make a song, ladies always win.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, I think that I've gotten plenty. Is there anything you want to tell the people? Anything you want to promote? Anything that we have not touched on that you would like to let the people know?
No, just that my EP drops March 8th, International Women's Day event. You guys can follow me on all my social medias, Law and Music. And yeah, send me a DM, if you got something on your mind. It might turn into a song. Who knows?
Yes, you can find her on Wizio. She's got a How to Glow Up After a Breakup package.
Yes.
She's got a relationship advice package.
Yes.
And she's got the loyalty test package. What's like the craziest thing that's happened with one of these?
Recently, actually, someone had hit me up on there. I guess like, and I don't know if this is like true, but I guess like in certain states when you file for divorce, you need like proof. Like you can't just be like, I don't want to be with them anymore. I don't know. Someone was telling me it has something to do with like prenups and like, things like that. I don't know. So this woman was like hitting me up, a lot on there. And basically we ended up setting up her husband to where I was messaging him for like months. It was like a plot. I feel like I was in a movie. Messaging him for months and, basically telling him, yeah, I'm gonna be in Florida soon. And then, he thinks I'm in Florida to the point I block him from my stories, everything. And then we decide like, let's meet up at this hotel, and his wife showed up. Yeah. And then she took a video and it's on TikTok. Yeah. It's great. It went crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So she showed up and like the craziest part was that the guy was just like, like somehow still trying to like, he was like, because he didn't even know my name. He did not know my name. Like he knew like Law, but she was like, you don't even know her name, and he was like, how do you know about her? And like, what are you talking about? Like, how did you find out about this? I was like, how about let's just start off with, dang, I got caught, you know? I don't know, but yeah, that's probably one of the wildest ones that's happened.
Wow, that's it's a little messy, but it's productive messiness.
You know, I don't know, messy TikTok and me, we kind of have this bond right now. I try to stay off of it, but she just be coming back.
It pulls you back.
It pulls me back. Yeah,
it's addictive. Talk to the people about the performance. You perform Over It. Talk to them about what they can expect from Over It, what the story is, and what inspired that song. You touched a little earlier about a toxic relationship.
Yeah. I mean, Over It is like the end of the journey, you know, like when you're kind of like done, like you don't want to fight anymore, you don't want to try anymore, you know, like you really had that realization of like, this is done. But like it's more so from the perspective of like when you realize, yo, why did I even do this? Like it's like when you do something dumb and you're just like, I cried about this, like I was mad about this, you know. So it's kind of just like that perspective, you know. So you can expect lots of empowering vibes, you know, to help you remember your worth and that you're probably sad about someone that doesn't even deserve your tears. And we're #over it.
A message, a word. This is Law, ladies and gentlemen. You all can enjoy her performance of Over It for Busy Sessions, episode 5, Bad and Busy, Women's History Month. Remember that the ladies always win.
To cry the same tears as he falling down your face. I packed my bags, moved on, and I left without a trace. And I guess now you got a taste of your own medicine. Oh, let 'em in. Now them voices in my head again. They keep saying what you did, you keep saying what you would, and they keep saying you're the same. You keep saying that you'll change. Oh, why don't you go walk across the stage and take a bow? The show is over, come and pack it up. Credits rolling, it's time to get your stuff. It's to the left in the box. And where I told you if you did it, then it's over. Don't come crying on my shoulder. And then you did it. Now you mad that I don't wanna be committed. I'm so over it. Don't be texting, don't be calling till you're sober. It's so annoying cause I'm over you, I'm over this. And we can't go back to how we used to be. And I'm so over it. You're mad that you're not a part of me, and I'm so over it. Now that I'm not underneath your sheets, I'm so over it. And we can't go back to how we used to be. You can't change me, you can't replace me. I heard that you wish you never dated me. I heard that your new girl looked just like me. You call her wifey, she's just not as feisty. You should get an Oscar for the acting that you did. And you were on a roll, you only spoke from a script. Show is over, come and pack it up. Credits rolling, it's time to get your stuff. It's to the left in the box. And where I told you if you did it, then it's over. Don't come crying on my shoulder. And then you did it. And now you mad that I don't wanna be committed. And I'm so over it. Don't be texting, don't be calling till you're sober. It's so annoying cause I'm over you, I'm over this. And we can't go back to how we used to be. And I'm so over it. You're mad that you're not a part of me, and I'm so over it. Mad that I'm not underneath your sheets, I'm so over it. And we can't go back to how we used to be.